Hello, everyone. This is Joel from kidneyforjoel.com, and it's day 3 of my celebration of National Kidney Month, which is the month of March and also my birthday month. And I wanted to just share some random thoughts with you from my day today. First thing, as I told you last night, I was reading and listening to the audio book called the One Thing by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan, and it's a really interesting book, very very useful book. And you can see the contents there. I've read this about 4 months ago, just in passing. And then yesterday, I went through the audiobook version. And today I reviewed the main points. And I wanted to share with you just a point that I was struck by here. And that is the triangle of your one thing, which involves people and place. You know, the people that you love to be with, you enjoy to be with, and you are making a difference with. It could be family, friends, neighbors, and then place is that almost sacred place where you're the happiest. So I reflected on that today as I was actually cleaning my house. I actually helped cleaning my house. I hired somebody by the name of Liz to clean the whole house. And she did a great job. I mean, you could see how organized and how nice and clean and organized my home office is now. And actually, this is my big calendar for the month of March and part of April. And I'm applying the one thing principles of a big idea with a specific focus on specific days and times. And then I have here my I don't want to reveal too much of it, my business plan that I have laid out in detail. Yes, baby. That I'm going to follow. You want to use the computer? Okay, go ahead. This is my baby boy, Anton. Say hi. Hello. So anyways, so I have actually learned a lot from this book in the last really 24 hours by focusing on the lessons. And speaking about people, I mean, you saw that one of the people that I am most happy with, happy to be here for, and that's my son, and of course my daughter, Simone. And, I've known all along, especially after they were born, that they're my one thing that keeps me going. In fact, even though I'm on stage 5 of my kidney disease, I'm still able to work, function normally, and really have the energy for life. And they're my inspiration. So they're my one thing, my family, my kids. And then speaking about the place that the book was talking about, I've always looked forward to retiring in my hometown of Tabango Leyte, where I first grew up my first 8.5 years. And it's a small town, a remote, small fishing and farming village in the northwest part of Leyte. And if you remember, Leyte was the island where MacArthur landed when he vowed to return to the Philippines. And I live about an hour and a half. I grew up about an hour and a half from that beach called Palot Beach. And you know, I grew up there from age 1 to about 8 years old, almost 8.5. And it's always given me happy thoughts, you know, my happy place. It's a very simple town. My father was a doctor, my mother was a teacher, and eventually a guidance counselor. And I learned how to mix with different and mingle with different kinds of kids and people. And I do remember growing up, you know, because most of the people who live in that town were very poor, and my father was a rural health doctor. He worked for the government, serving the people, and which is his one thing. I mean, that's, you know, my father really lived a life of purpose. You know, he loved his family and his people. And he really made a difference in that town. And I do remember, you know, his patients would either come to the house or he would go to their places to treat them. And because they're so poor, they couldn't really pay money to my dad. So instead of paying him with money, they would pay him with like fish, vegetable that they harvested from their yards, and you know, that gave me a good outlook in life, that we're not really here just to serve ourselves but also serve others. So when I look back to my childhood years, especially the first 8 years, that's what I remember the most. And I did have a very happy childhood. I played with, you know, mostly the poorest of the poor. They were so poor they didn't have any clothes or shoes or slippers, and you know, they're lucky if they ate twice a day. But you know, but it was a happy time. I grew up with my younger brother, Benjo, who is 3 years younger than me, and now he's actually the mayor of our town. And he's also serving the people there. So, you know, when I think of my childhood experiences, and then when I look back after I went through this book, The One Thing, and getting to this chapter about, you know, your one thing, you know, with who the people that you're serving, who the people that you are most happy with, and the place you are most happy. So that's the reflection I have. Now, as far as my day went today, it was productive. As I said, you know, I got very organized thanks to Liz, which actually a very synchronous meeting. Liz was not supposed to be here. She was supposed to be somewhere else, but the lady who was assigned to me by the home cleaning business that I hired, that I called, the first lady was sick. And then anyway, so Liz came this morning, and then she saw the sign in my car about my need for a kidney, and she said, you know what, my brother had a kidney transplant, and he found his match fast, just in 3 months. And she told me how he did it and all that. So I'm like, wow, that's very useful. So, she said, let me connect with me on Facebook, and then I'm going to connect you with my brother, and then we're going to go from there. So, I don't know how that's going to turn out, but that's very good news. And now, with regards to my need for a kidney donor, I'm still looking and in search of a match, a perfect match. Again, it takes at least 60 days to 90 days to test every single volunteer donor. So it's not that easy to find a match, especially with somebody with my blood type. However, I'm excited about the seminar that the Methodist Transplant Hospital, who's my transplant center, that's doing next Saturday, March 10th. It's called the End Your Wait, and they're going to show us how to basically, get the word out, and that's what I'm doing really with social media. And I'm doing with my car sign, and then I'm having shirts printed. So it's a journey, Believe me, it's a journey. I started this journey May 1st of last year, and I had some issues with my first transplant center for 6 months. So all the donors that volunteered back then, and everything that I spent in terms of time, money, and effort were almost gone to waste. But I'm still persistent. I mean, it's hey, what are you gonna do? That's the card I've been dealt with. So make the most of it. And the way I'm making the most of it really is just live my life to the best I can. Serve the people that I care for the most. And actually, I've learned a lot about social media marketing. As some of you may know, I was in internet marketing back in 99 to like 2010. Believe it or not, I was one of the pioneers of the industry, which has now grown into a huge industry called internet marketing. And when I got out of it because of health and personal reasons 8 years ago in 2010, and then because of my need for a living kidney donor, I had to relearn internet marketing, which is now we call social media marketing. And I just saw 2 seminars on this thing called social media marketing with at least 2,000 to 3,000 people in attendance. One in San Diego, one in San Francisco. In fact, I'm watching the recorded streaming of one of them, and I was like, oh my God. And in this industry, social media marketing, which was during my time back 20 years ago, was called internet marketing. And I'm like, man, the past 6-7 months, I've really gone deep into it, and I've learned a lot. And that's how I got my book to #1 on Amazon in just 6 hours, because of what I relearned from June of 2017 to December 2017. So now I'm going to take it to the next level, and you will witness this as my friends on Facebook, as I will lay it out my direct marketing plan for really the next year. So I'm just planning and doing the things that I need to do, learning the things I need to learn. It's like going back to school, and I love it. I love it because now not only can I help a lot more people, especially people who have health issues, from diabetes to high blood pressure, which is really connected to lifestyle and obesity and being overweight, which I went through, and unbeknownst to me, there was a root cause of it. And it wasn't even my IgA nephropathy that I was born with, my autoimmune disease. It's really the lifestyle and the social conditioning of us, of our generations in the past about what to eat. And I'm just going to make one sentence about it. The standard American diet, which is SAD, S-A-D, standard American diet, is really a sad, bad thing, And I was what do you call this? An innocent victim of it, with millions of us growing up, and now billions. But thanks to the internet, something is being done about it. I've been in healthcare for 30 years, but I tell you, I've always been discontented with the disease-focused healthcare system of America. It is not a wellness-based healthcare system. 80-90% of the taxpayers' money spent on healthcare is spent on the last few years of a person because of the chronic disease that they've had, And sadly, even healthcare practitioners, doctors, nurses, physical therapists, unfit, unhealthy, obese, fat. It's inexcusable, okay? It is so, and why is that? It's not totally the person's fault, okay? It's because we are, and again, I'm being political about this, and I'm trying not to be, but it's about the big pharmaceutical companies and the big, associations like the dairy associations, the meat association. It's all these big brother type of organizations and agencies that are supposed to help us is actually harming us. Okay, yes. I am on dialysis. Yes, I take medications, but most of what I eat is not based on a disease-based healthcare system. It's based on wellness. So that's why I wanted to help get the word out. And I'm just one small person who wants to make a difference, because I really don't want more people to go through what I went through because of the social misconditioning that what we saw on TV, what we eat, what we drink, it's all about marketing, and now we can use direct marketing and social media marketing for good, for a cause. So I'm just going to stop there. I don't want to be too passionate about this for now, but I will be, okay? I will be, as I re-release my book in about 4 weeks, and also I will be releasing a program on how to go from fat to fit fast and keep it for life. All right? So, and if you want to know more about it, join my Fat to Fit Fast Family.com Facebook group. It's free to join. There's no fee, and I'm going to help people go through this process, this journey that it took me really 3.5 years to lose 65 pounds, and I kept it for the last 7.5 years, which is great. But not a lot of people can do it. In fact, I'm not shocked, but I'm surprised that, I've given my book away, and it's amazing how people read the book, Fat to Fit Fast, digested the information, and did nothing with it. Okay? And again, it's all this conditioning. How do you get started with weight loss? How do you keep at it? How do you continue, be persistent despite the challenges? I had many challenges when I went through the journey. Okay, I'm still going through some challenges. Okay, but you persist. How do you have that mindset of never quit? Never quit. Fight it, until you achieve your goal. And again, this book is very, very useful. Actually, this book can be summarized into just one chapter. It's really focusing on one thing. What is the one thing? Okay, and this is it. What is the one thing that you can do right now that if you will do this one thing, it'll make the rest of the things that you need to do either easier, or you don't even have to do them at all. Okay, that's really the gist. And you know what it is? It's finding your why, finding your purpose. Why do you want to lose weight? What's the reason? Okay, why do you want to, make more money? Why do you want to pass this test? Why do you want to achieve this goal? Okay, you gotta go inside, not outside. It's why. It's deep inside. So I advise you to read the book and apply it. It's really good. So that's my short. It's not too short, but that's my random thoughts today. It's pretty random. So I will continue to do these Facebook Live streams every day for the next the rest of the month, and maybe even longer. I don't know. We'll see. So I hope I gave you some food for thought, healthful food for thought. And I thank you for your time. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me on Facebook. You all are my friends. And again, if you want to learn more about how to go from fat to fit fast, losing 1 pound a day for the next 15 days. And I did it for 33 days. I lost 29 pounds, and I can show you how I did it. It's really this 5-step formula that I wrote in my book, Fat to Fit Fast. And we're going to go through this process of, answering your questions, dealing with your challenges and struggles, because I went through that. I can relate, okay? I once was fat. I was obese, okay, but not anymore. And I know I'll never go back to that sad state, okay? So thank you for your time. This is Joel from kidneyforjoel.com. And if you want to review the past video blogs that I've done in the past, you can go to kidneyforjoel.com/blog. And I will keep you posted there. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good evening and good day to the other part of the world. Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye for now.